the ultimate. Main technical partner for Lamborghini Super Trofeo. Ventus. Hungkook Tire.
It is a bit cloudy down here. It is a bit windy as well, but believe you me folks, this will not stop the action. Segala aksi yang kita akan saksikan bersama di Petronas Sepang International Circuit ini. A very good evening to all of our fellow viewers, wherever it is that you may be watching us on all our socials on Facebook and YouTube as well. My name is Mio Adlan, together with Erin Cheong, coming to you live for the second session for the Malaysia Touring Car Championship. Erin, the wind is really picking it up.
Yes,
Angin dah
I think
kuat dah
you
ni.
can clearly
Boleh nampak
see.
rambut dia, rambut saya tak boleh nampak, tapi rambut Erin boleh lihat sini. Ha.
Yeah, actually, in this fact, it's really lucky that you don't have head of hair, don't you?
Amat membantu sebenarnya. So Erin, apa yang kita boleh anticipate, apa yang akan berlangsung, apa yang kita akan sajikan to our fellow viewers after this today?
Okay, I rasa actually for now the TP category yang akan berlangsung lepas ni,
Yup.
the track is actually really wet.
Okay.
Okay, from what we've also heard from our fellow safety car driver as well, the track is wet, it's getting dried, but I don't know how is it going to be, Mio.
Exactly.
Like you can tell us it was the experience the past years, right?
Yeah,
with
betul.
a weather like this and the track that was already wet from the rain earlier. How do you think it's going to be?
Exactly. Dia ada banyak situation yang mungkin boleh berlaku. There's a few things that could actually happen here. One, as mentioned, the race will still be going on depending on the weather. Now, if it rains too hard, kalau hujan terlalu lebat dan ada air bertakung di atas track, bermaknanya kemungkinan besar race perlombaan mungkin akan ditangguhkan, lihat keadaan cuaca bagaimana. But I'm wishing, I'm praying, I'm hoping, looking at the skies up above Indo, even though that you can't really see a clear sky right now, but we're hoping that the race could still go on because we are really anticipating, we really want to see all of these champions driving down here at the sacred grounds here at the Petronas Sepang International Circuit.
They're certainly all ready for you guys. The cars are roaring at the pits and they're just waiting to go out, and we hope it's a really good race for them. Pray and hope for that.
Exactly. So let's not talk anymore about what could happen. What is happening right now is for us to prepare to speak to the drivers. And now let's go to our fellow commentators, Andy and Nick.
Hey.
Yes, guys, Mihara and Erin on the track with the intel. Thank you so much, guys. The weather indeed does look a little bit ominous. You can see the clouds overhead. The rain came down hard and fast, but it did abate after a while. The track is wet, and it is going to have an impact on proceedings, no doubt. As it happened yesterday, we saw some cracking racing from Jonathan Z in the OPM Light Scuba Racing Team Volkswagen, who came out on top and will start first on the grid. Leon Koo behind him in the R Engineering car, and Boy Wong in the Modern Racing team finished third. It was a fascinating race yesterday. Now the drivers, as ever, will have to contend with that additional challenge of the weather. The weather always a touch unpredictable down here at the Petronas Sepang International Circuit. What are you expecting right now? Looking at the sky, I'm an optimist by nature, Nick. I think we're going to be all right, but it does add another layer of spice to things.
Yes, indeed, I'm fairly optimistic. I know we are going to go ahead with racing, and I think in fact this could be an advantage to the drivers because the track is not wet, it is moist, which really reduces the temperatures on track, and it does wonders for the tires of the cars as well. We know from past races that extreme heat can really affect the tires. In fact, in this particular race yesterday, there were several cars who had to deal with early tire issues in the race and making unscheduled pit stops. But I don't think this would be the case this time around because the rain did come down heavy about an hour ago, but as soon as it came, it left, and now it is just gloomy and cloudy, and we have a moist track. So I think we are bound for pristine racing conditions. Not too hot, it's rather damp, it has a bit of wind, and the drivers, I'm sure, will be looking forward to going out and really putting the test to the machines and see if they can come out on top.
One thing we are looking forward to is the Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia 2025. The MotoGP happening on the 24th of October. Get your tickets now at sepangcircuit.com. And if you fancy testing your own speed, you can do so at the Car Open Track Day. Again, go on the website and you can book online and test yourself on this glorious circuit right here at Sepang. The Driving Experience Center is also now open for booking. For more information, head on to the website. Once more, it's sepangcircuit.com.
So you're mentioning some of the results that happened yesterday. Jonathan Z, of course, topping this category. But I think we are due to witness round 2 of that rivalry with Leon Koo from that R Engineering team. Don't forget that Leon Koo was the one who got off to a quick start, but Jonathan Z would come to his own and eventually seal a victory by a 2-second advantage.
Yeah, it was a great battle, wasn't it? And we saw Boy Wong as well have his time before falling back into third. So that top 3 with Danny Walker behind them and Daniel Ryan Uy as well. Jesmond Tan, there's so many talented drivers in the field, and we have the TP and the TP2 class going on. So lots of micro battles will be taking place throughout the field as we see the cars begin to roll their way onto the track.
14 drivers making up both these classes, same as yesterday. We didn't have any pullouts, which is always great to see. I'm particularly pleased to see Fadzil Alang back in action. He had numerous issues with his Mercedes yesterday. There was that tire issue, and then after that his car had also stopped. So it's great to see him rectify that problem and get himself back out there to try and do the business once again. And similarly for Boy Wong as well, who could not complete the race in that Honda FD2R. This is of course a sprint race. We'll have 30 minutes of intense action, and upon the completion of that 30 minutes there will be an additional lap, which is where we expect to see these competitors really going at it, like how we saw yesterday. So I think for them the strategy to contend with their cars is not so big of an issue as compared to yesterday, because again, while the weather may seem like a minuscule problem from us watching here in the comfort of our commentary box, out there is a whole different ball game altogether. But with cooler temperatures, the engine also will be in a pristiner condition. You would not have to deal so much with the possibility of the engine overheating, which has been the case in previous races.
We're going to go down for an interview down on the track with Leon Koo now. Actually, it will be an interview with, not Leon Koo, we're going to speak to Faisal Alam.
Alright guys, now I'm down here with car number 8, the only Continental car on the track. We got Fazil Alam down here with his infamous A-Class down here. Fazil, I just want to talk about what happened yesterday. You were giving it a go earlier in the race. You were gunning for P1, you were hot in P2, but suddenly there was a drop-off, and then unfortunately you didn't make it to the podium. Now share with us that experience, pengalaman semalam tu, macam mana, apa cerita?
So yeah, as you know, this is the only A45 on the track. It's something new car to us. So thank you Papaya Auto House to bring this car to the race. So it's a good car, but of course we lack of testing. So yesterday is something we can learn that the tire cannot last for this car. So the car need diet, bro.
No, that's the funny thing. I mean, like the fact that you've already tested it and you were competing yesterday, you dah cuba bertanding untuk mengenal pasti dan juga dengan kereta-kereta Honda dan juga kereta Toyota yang ada dekat sini. Tapi apakah pengajaran? What are the things that you have learned from yesterday that definitely is going to help you today?
So we continue to nak maximum attack,
Okay.
to find a setting to go maximum attack. Baru short racing kan.
Alright.
So semalam is more to reserve, to standby, take care of the car. Today we try to attack again, and then whatever result, so we will get it, we'll take it, and hope to get the podium then.
Okay, lastly, just now we had heavy rain. Kita ada hujan lebat tadi, sekarang dah mula kering, matahari dah mula dah nak keluar dah. So the track is a bit wet. Does that change anything strategically on your side?
Wet, dry, not sure. This is a difficult situation. I prefer to have a full wet.
You prefer full wet, okay. So you hear it here, folks. Fazil prefers to have a rainy session down here. Good luck to you, Fazil. Back to you, gents, at the commentary box.
So what did you make of that from Faisal Alam in the only Mercedes A45 on the track, as we mentioned? He really went for it yesterday. I liked his aggression, but as he mentioned, the tyres just failing him there.
Yeah, indeed. It will be all about the tire management this time around. I think he will have to pace himself and not really go out on the full mode attack, because like Mio mentioned, this is the only Continental car. They've had limited time of testing, and this is the second race that they are able to do so. So I'm sure there's a lot of lesson learned from Fazil. He will be trying to gun for that podium, but at the same time keeping mindful on that tire.
Well, he wasn't the only one who had issues with the tyres yesterday. Another was Ken Urata, and we've got an interview with Ken down on the track.
All right, guys, it's a wet race here at for the TP2 category, and I'm here with car number 55, Ken Urata. Ken, what do you think about the race going to be? Because it's a wet track.
Yeah, this is a half wet race. It's going to be the cool, tough race, I think. Keep my head down and keep my pace, and then we could get the result.
Okay, what is your trickiest part of today's race compared to what you have done before?
This year, the wet race, the first race, yeah, just the condition has changed maybe. Wet track and dry need more experience for me.
Okay, I have no doubt that you're just going to wing it and you're just going to win this race all the way. Good luck to you, Ken. All right, see you boys. Back to you guys.
Ken Urata, certainly an experienced head. If anyone can deal with these conditions and differing conditions, he's 100% adaptable, and he will utilize all of that experience. And it is quite humid. It is 31 degrees out there and cloudy. And we just hope that those clouds don't threaten too much. It really chucked it down. It was ferocious, but fortunately it didn't last very long. And we hope that it staves off and we can enjoy some emphatic racing as we look at this challenging but glorious track. Very much a driver's track, 5.543 kilometers long, 15 corners. And we do see an awful lot of action around those bends, particularly between turns 7, 8 and 9.
Yes, turn 1 to 3 is also extremely tricky. I've seen a lot of action, a lot of bumps and shunts, a lot of crashes even. But over the years, I think a lot of the drivers, they have learned their experience. They have learned not to really push that engines heading into turn 1 to turn 3. And of course, the two back straights, 14 and 15, is where you really got to have the opportunity to step on it. Especially if you are chasing positions coming into the finishing line.
A reminder that we are just a stone's throw away from KLIA. The airplanes coming into land just in time to hop out and catch this race. If you're watching at home, do share the stream across YouTube and Facebook, and thank you for your support. We hope you've enjoyed the weekend. We're not far away now from getting underway as we take a look at Lee Kung-soon, the Honda FK8.
Daniel Rainui will be in a second place. Team Black Wolf was also embroiled in a battle with a fellow namesake Danny Walker yesterday. In fact, there were 3 cars. Even Fadzil Alang was among the mix in that TP category as they were jostling for positions. Jostling for podium position. And this is the unmistakable livery of Boy Wong of the modern racing team. Thumbs up from Boy Wong, who will be looking to try and be among the top racers here today, because he has Leon Koo and Jonathan Z. Speaking of Leon Koo, there he is. That are engineering car. A face of experience. A seasoned competitor, Leon Koo.
And there is the main man, last year's overall winner, Johnny Z. In that yellow car of his, he loves every minute of the process.
He's already got himself a podium finish earlier today in the MT2 category, looking for a second podium.
That's Fadzil Alang. We caught up with him a little earlier. He's going to look to go for it. Not far away from the green light. Less than a minute to go. It will be a wet race. How will the drivers and the cars deal with these conditions? We're about to find out.
So before we get started, there will be the formation lap.
Yeah, just this opportunity for the cars to get to grips with the surface. Final moments before we get underway.
Oh, there seems to be a stalled car, car number 7. Something's wrong with Leona Chin's Honda Civic. And she's is motioning for her team members to come and help out. So, trouble before even getting started. We hope to see Leona eventually be able to start that race. As we look at the starting grid, Lee Kam Soon is in a pole position, followed by Daniel Rain Hui, Daniel Walker in third place, Boy Wong in fourth, Leon Koo is in fifth place, Jonathan Z who won yesterday's race is in sixth, Fadzil Alang in seventh place, Jonathan Lee in eighth, Kanurata in ninth, Leona Chin, whom we saw had some car issues, she's in 10th, Kingston Tan is in 11th, Chiao Tek Song in 12th, Jasmine Tan and Wong Cheong Hong completes the 14 drivers. Could be an issue with the ignition, Andy, because 15-second board went up and all engines were supposed to start, and Leona Chin's car clearly couldn't do that. See, as it's gingerly trying to make its way into the pit. It's being rolled back into the garage. Oh, that's concerning for Team Pitworks Kuras. As the rest of the field embark on this formation lap.
With Daniel Ryan Hui, Black Wolf by Bay Racing just behind him. The track, the longer the rain stays away, is drying, but it is very humid out there, as we mentioned previously. There are some dark clouds on the horizon, it must be said.
Let's just pray that the clouds will hold up over the course of the next 40 minutes or so. There we have it, confirmation of Leona's car in the garage. It's the mechanics hard at work trying to rectify the problem. It would be an absolute blow if she cannot get out there in time. Such an unforeseen circumstance, because all was well and good as they waited to go on the formation lap. As soon as the 15-second board went up, which indicated engine start, Leona Chin's car failed to do so and had to be pushed back into the garage as the rest of the field prepare to take their place. This will be a standing start.
So Lee Kam Soon starting off in pole. Daniel Ryan Hui behind him with Danny Walker starting in third, and Boy Wong in that blue car in fourth. Big blow for Leona, really unexpected.
All set to go green. We are off. The TP category kicks off with Lee Kam Soon heading the pack. You see, inroads trying to be made early on.
Boy Wong making his move on the inside there, overtaking Lee Kam Soon.
Excellent move by Boy Wong to seize that early lead. Else clears in the first 3 turns.
Daniel Ryan Uy sitting in second, but he's being attacked, and it's Faisal Alang, who said he was going to be aggressive, who's taken second place.
Yes, he's posted the fastest first sector, and as a result finds himself in second place.
Johnny Z
Oh,
behind
we
them.
have a car that skidded off.
An early indicator of these wet conditions here at Sepang.
Have confirmation of what happened earlier. As we see, Ken Urata is also trying to come to grips, or rather that's Chow Tek Siong. So the wet surface not really working out for some of these drivers. That's Lee Kam Soon, our pole sitter early on, who veered off in turn 4, I believe. And just moments later, Chow Tek Song
Came flying round that corner. Lee Kam Soon spins off the track. There's that incident as well, which quickly followed it. Chow Tek Song spinning off the track.
Meanwhile, Boy Wong currently finding himself in the lead after a foxy move at the start, as Fazil Alang tries to find an opening coming into turn 15. Boy Wong had enough daylight there just to keep a nice distance between himself and Fazil Alang.
Fazil Alang, we knew he was going to go for it. It's an excellent start to this race. Remember, the only Mercedes A45 on the track. The big question is, can the tyres hold out? And there is a question mark there after what went down yesterday.
We can see how this moist surface is beginning to really pose a different sort of challenge. Two cars have already veered off track.
Fazil Alang really gunning for Boy Wong. Boy Wong hugely experienced. Fantastic start on the modern racing team.
In third place. Meanwhile, in the TP2 category, Ken Urata leads the way, followed by Jasmine Tan in second place and Kingston Tan in third. We also have a confirmation that Leona Chen is definitely out of the race. Such an unfortunate incident just before drivers embarked on the formation lap.
Fazil Alang still in touching distance of Boy Wong. Still in the early stages of this race. Looking to push that Mercedes all the way.
There would have been a lot of talk and analysis that has gone between Fazil Alang and his team after the multiple setback which they faced yesterday. So they will be coming into this race well prepared. Of course, very mindful of the tyre situation, but they know what this Mercedes A45 is capable of.
Fazil Alang's last lap, 2:40.706.
Will Fazil do it? Again, he's trying his luck coming into turn 15. Again, Boy Wong evades the attention. And another skid.
Jonathan Lee.
So that's three cars that have veered off course.
Lee in the Bay Racing car in TP2.
this is where the action is between Boy Wong of the Modern Racing team and Fadzil Alang of the Superpower Lubricant. What we are seeing here is a battle for
that battle in TP2 between Jesmond Tan and Ken Urata is hotting up. Looks like Jesmond Tan is now in front of Ken Urata. Fadzil Alang looking to attack Boy Wong. He does so brilliantly on the inside to take the lead.
So we have a new leader, Fadzil Alang, who did say he was gunning for a podium finish. Turn 9 and 10 will beckon.
Early celebrations, perhaps, for the team.
Still a little too early, I suppose.
Certainly, especially, you know, there are question marks. Have they made the adjustments? He's got to get the balance right. Cannot push the car too hard. We saw the tyres fail on him yesterday in race 1.
Boy Wong will no doubt look to try and find himself back in pole position again. He had posted the fastest lap earlier to a 34, just a fraction faster than Fadzil Alang.
Seeing a little bit of blue skies peeping out above us. Good sign. You can see the moisture still skipping up off the track. Fadzil Alang zooming past us in the commentary booth now. Looking to create a little bit of space between him and Boy Wong in second.
The lead that Fadzil holds over Boy Wong is a 700th of a second.
There is a gap between second and third. Johnny Z looking to make up that gap then, but behind him, Danny Walker.
Yes, indeed. Jonathan Z is found himself trailing by a whopping 13 seconds. As you can see from the screens, he's nowhere to be seen. It's quite a distance away. That's Ken Urata currently in second place. Ken Urata has conceded top spot, which he held earlier. This is Leon Koo, who's found himself in fifth. A lot of ground to make up, Leon Koo.
Tan behind him, sitting top in the TP2. Fabulous racing so far from Jesmond Tan. He's had a good weekend.
Meanwhile, Fadzil Alang continues to lead the way as they come through to the end of yet another lap. This will be the completion of the third lap.
That 2:30.983 for Fadzil Alang, the fastest lap so far. It's
just a second advantage he has over Boy Wong.
Jonathan Lee has been penalised, 30 seconds added time.
So does Boy Wong have enough to try and mount a comeback here? It's all about strategy. I'm sure Boy Wong also knows about Fadzil Alang's Mercedes and how he can try to use that to his advantage. He knows if Fadzil continues to push, he might run into some tire problems. So the question is, will he be looking to push now or later in the race?
Jonathan Z does have some ground to make up.
Jonathan Z seems to be losing even more ground than before. He now trails Boy Wong by 17 seconds.
Certainly lots more twists in the tail to come, particularly in these conditions. Jonathan Z needs to ensure that he stays in the hunt and is there to capitalise. Had a second gap between Boy Wong and Fadzil Alang, first and second place. Song fourth in the TP2. Car number 11, red and white.
So, Danny Walker currently in fifth. He's also been left to trail quite a distance. Behind him, Chow Tek Song sits fourth in the TP2 category.
Remains in fourth place in the TP, behind Jonathan Z.
All cars have been reminded to turn their lights on as spots of rain has been spotted in turn 7 and 11. So perhaps a twist in the tail, Andy, with showers of blessings, perhaps.
There's always some surprises in this climate, in this part of the world. A lot of these drivers, no stranger to it though. They know these conditions all too well.
So Jasmine Tan still leading the way in the TP2 category. Kanurata is in second place. And Kingston Tan, no coffee, no cure, in third place. But this man here continues to really guide this TP class. Has opened up an even bigger lead, 1.6 seconds over Boy Wong.
Mercedes A45 looking comfortable thus far in the lead. Good value for it, Fadzil Alang. Not under too much pressure from Boy Wong currently, but he's making sure he's staying in contention for the modern racing team.
Yes, and I think that's all he needs to do now, Boy Wong, just to stay in contention, keep Fadzil Alang firmly inside, and just to ensure that that gap doesn't get any bigger. And perhaps he will really try and plot his offense in the final few minutes of the race.
More than a 2.5 second gap between first and second.
That's because Fadzil Alang has just clocked the fastest lap yet again. In fact, he's currently the fastest man on the track, not just in terms of position, but also in terms of lap time. He's the only one that has clocked a 2:30 so far, a whole second faster than the rest.
And you got a sense for it when we interviewed Fadzil Alang on the track that he was keen to go for it. He is an aggressive driver, fast, ferocious, and that's what we've seen from him so far. Jesmond Tan maintaining his lead in the TP2.
That's Daniel Rainui currently in 4th spot, trailing 21 seconds behind Jonathan Z. For Ken Urata, top spot in TP2 is still very much in contention. He has, however, a 4-second deficit to make up to Jesmond Tan. Ken Urata extremely experienced. Unmistakable car number 55.
Kanurata did have his struggles on Saturday. He'll be certainly looking to utilise that experience. And right now, certainly in contention, sitting in 2nd place in TP2. Just making sure that Jesmond Tan doesn't get too far away. Making sure that he can still reel him back in. Kingston Tan, no coffee, no cure, going side by side there from best lap of 2:36.675 for Kingston Tan. Johnny Z fly past us here.
Very much on course for a podium finish, Kingston Tan.
Stay with us, guys. We're going to go for a quick commercial break.
The ultimate. Main technical partner for Lamborghini Super Trofeo. Ventus. Hungok Tire.
screen currently. This car, remember, started from P1 and slipped way back to 11th. He comes soon, unable to capitalize on that great start.
Yeah, he seems to have a problem early on as well, because Boy Wong was quick to move into that inside line and take the lead in turn 1, and right after that we saw Lee Kam-soon sort of fade away, and at this point he's currently at 13 seconds off the pace. Could be due to some car problems, but this is what could happen in a sprint race. A little bit of a lapse of concentration and you find yourself at the bottom of the pile. No such issues though for Fadzil Alang, who again has bettered his lap time. He's posted the fastest lap time of 2:29, and as a result has extended his lead at the top.
Fadzil Alang feeling the need for speed. The big question mark, can he maintain it? 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go, then an additional lap. Rain reported at turn 4. This could throw a spanner in the works.
This is the beauty of the Sepang International Circuit, because from where we are standing here in the commentary booth, right here on turn 15 on this back straight, there isn't a drop of rain. But in turn 4 on the opposite side, it is raining. So different parts of the track will pose a different sort of challenges. It's always an interesting dynamics for these races, because they could be coming to one part of the track and it's dry, and on the other part of the track they have to deal with rain.
So Boy Wong's last lap, his fastest, and he will need to increase the pace as the race goes on if he is going to catch Fadzil Alang.
Boy Wong seems to be slipping further away. He's almost 5 seconds behind. Before we went to commercial, he was only about 1.5 seconds. So he really needs to step on it. But what a story it would be for Fadzil Alang though. He failed to complete his race yesterday, ran into multiple car issues. But look at him today.
Jonathan Z with the best lap of 2:30.257. Looking good value for third place at the moment, but some distance away from Fadzil Alang. Almost 22 seconds back off the lead.
Jonathan Z has not reached the giddy heights of yesterday. He'll still be pleased to be finishing in a podium finish. And it looks comfortable enough to finish in third place.
Daniel Ryan Uy will want to make sure that he's in contention, not on a podium so far, but looking good value for P4.
Yeah, he's got a lot of ground to make up to Jonathan Z. That's about a 26-second gap that he needs to make up. Well, it doesn't seem all that likely with 5 minutes to go. The final 5 minutes of this race. Perhaps the period where drivers begin to start calculating the final part of their strategy, if they should start taking more risk. They should really start putting more pressure on their closest competitor.
There was confirmation of that distance between third and fourth. Daniel Uy has a distance to make up.
That's Jasmine Tan still very much in control here in the TP2 category. Jasmine Tan, of course, assume the lead from Kanurata, who is playing catch-up. But Jasmine, I would say, with an 8-second advantage, this top spot is his to lose.
Jasmine Tan, plenty of great memories on this track. Knows it very well indeed. And he has got a handsome gap of 7.493 over Kanurata. our production car. Looking excellent so far with 3:40 left and then an additional lap after that.
As Jasmine, such a consistent performer, even yesterday as well. He knows what it's like to be in that top position and how to defend it.
There is Ken Urata on the top of your screen. Best lap today, 2:36.106. So second, as we mentioned, behind Jasmine Tan with work to be done.
Yes, it seems like it's now or never for Ken. If he's going to launch an attack, it has to be soon.
But Alang, our leader, Papaya, will be delighted thus far with what they've seen. The Mercedes rocking it and representing. Will it last the course? It's certainly getting towards that business end of the race. So far, so good.
Yes, so far so good. We should not speak too soon because 2 minutes can be a long time in the context of a 30-minute sprint race. But Fadzil seems to be in tune with the Mercedes. He seems to be in tune with the track.
5.280 gap between him and Boy Wong in second. Fadzil Alang did talk about favouring the wet conditions, didn't he? Seems to really enjoy himself out there, and perhaps it's given a reprieve to his tyres.
Yes, he's using it to his advantage, clearly. Because he just seems to be opening up an even a bigger lead as we inch closer to the finishing line.
Fadzil Alang still clocking solid times this last lap, 2:30.228 seconds. Now just 90 seconds to go before that additional lap. Fadzil Alang can start dreaming of victory here. And Boy Wong looking to say something about that. It's been impressive, hasn't it, from Fadzil Alang? Smooth, mature.
Yes, he bid his time. He made his way to the front two, seized that opportunity when he saw one, and ever since he overtook Boy Wong, he's not let that advantage slip at all. Just kept his cool, consistent driving.
As you were in the TP2 with Jasmine Tan leading, Ken Urata in second and Kingston Tan sitting third.
Perhaps Boy Wong may be even thinking to himself that second place would be good enough for this round two. And he's just settled into the rhythm that would consolidate that second spot. That's a confirmation of Fadzil coming into his last lap. This is the completion of the 30 minutes.
And here we go then, the final lap. Fadzil Alang, victory in his sights. Barring any mishaps, he does have that gap over Boy Wong, almost 7 seconds of it.
And this is where really experience and maturity comes into play, because you know you have this advantage, you know everything is in your favor, but at the same time you cannot take anything for granted. Just got to keep up this measured driving, not take any necessary gamble by trying to create an even bigger distance.
Speaking of distance, we just saw Jonathan Z zoom past us in the commentary booth, and it really emphasises the gap between third and first.
Yes, Jonathan will be happy with third spot. Be happy to get amongst the podium finishers once again.
Fadzil Alang will be hoping that his machine doesn't spring any surprises at this late stage. Boy Wong there in second. Beautiful blue Honda. There is Johnny Z. Found himself on the podium yesterday.
Champion-elect making his way through the final a few turns here at the Sepang International Circuit.
Fadzil Alang and his team will no doubt be delighted, not just with his drive, but how the car has performed as well.
Yes, indeed. Big credit to the team as well for really changing things overnight, thinking of the perfect strategy, getting the car into tune, turning the car into the perfect setting. As he comes through to turn 14 to make that final bend that will take him past the checkered flag.
Glory within touching distance now for Fadzil Alang, making his way towards the finish line in that Mercedes. Here he comes, and Fadzil Alang takes the checkered flag. What a drive. Beautiful performance from the Mercedes A45, and behind him it's Boy Wong in the Honda FK8, followed by Johnny Z, who takes third place in this TP Race 2. What a Sunday it's been.
Yes, magnificent drive from Fadzil Alang, who told us before the race that he was gunning for a podium finish, and he's got himself to the top of the podium. Masterclass driving there from Fadzil Alang, who also clocked in the best lap time.
Daniel Rain Ui takes fourth place in the Black Wolf by Bay Racing. We're looking out for Jesmond Tan, who is going to take top spot in the TP2. There you have it, Jesmond Tan takes the checkered flag, finishes top of the podium in TP2 for R Engineering.
There's huge credit to Jesmond Tan, who was in a league of his own throughout this race. Ken Urata did his best, but it wasn't to be, as Jesmond Tan finishes 15 seconds ahead of him.
Ken Urata taking second place in the TP2, followed by Chow Tek Song in third, then Kingston Tan, who takes fourth, Jonathan Lee in fifth.
Fadzil Alang doing the business in the course of 32 minutes to be crowned a champion. A non-finisher yesterday, today he's a top finisher. This is a dream Sunday for Fadzil Alang.
There was an energy about Fadzil Alang in the car when the team interviewed him, and he just fancied it, didn't he? There was a look in his eye. He said he was going to go for it, and that he did from start to finish. No one was going to touch him.
Yes, he had that aura of confidence in him, knowing that the homework had already been done to the car, and it was just up to him to go on and complete the job.
Boy Wong in second, consistent with his drive. There was a time in the race where he must have realised it was going to be tough to catch Fadzil Alang, barring any major mishaps. And he staved off Jonathan Z in third by a distance.
And the weather worked in the favor of the drivers as well. The clouds held up. It was a great race all in all. We did not have any major incidents. There were a couple of cars going off track early on as they came to grips with the conditions. But after that, as everyone slowly settled into their own rhythm, we saw pretty much a smooth race from start to finish as Fazil is congratulated by his team members.
And that's what it's all about. Sweet victory, hard earned, hard won. Brilliant and well deserved. Fazil Alang celebrating with his team. They did some fantastic work to get the car ready for peak performance here on Sunday in race 2.
I'm sure we're going to hear from him shortly to find out exactly how he did it.
And there is the team down on the track. We'll have an interview with our winner, Fazil Alang.
What a win, what a victory, what a redemption for Fazil Alang. Car number 8 for the TP category, the winner, the champion. How was it for you, Fazil?
Well, amazing feeling. We didn't expect this result. As you know, we start from last. So yeah, the team prepared, set up the car, changed 360. It's the same yesterday car. It's a new car. The car performed very well. Thank you, team.
Amazing. Now, there was a bit of a challenge. It's a wet race.
Yep.
There was a bit of a rain at turn 4. How did you manage to tackle all of it?
I don't know, the car has magic. Suddenly there's a traction there, so I just play safe. Then I can feel there's opportunity. So I just try to overtake smoothly and just run away as fast as I can.
Amazing. Of course, this was a huge redemption for yesterday's race. Congratulations once again to you and to your team. Back to you guys. Yes.
Fazil Alang just underlining what an achievement it was for him to finish first, having started from the back of the grid. Boy Wong in second, Johnny Z in third, Daniel Ryan Ui in fourth, elsewhere in fifth, Danny Walker, then Leon Koo took sixth. In seventh was Lee Kum Soon, having started in pole.
And fantastic driving by Jasmine Tan, such a consistent performer. He takes a top spot in the TP2 category. Kanurata coming up behind him in second place. Chiao Tek Song in third. Kingston Tan in fourth place. Jonathan Lee in fifth. Wong Cheong Hong in sixth. And Leona Chin was unfortunately a non-starter.
Well, let's take a look back at the action. There's Jonathan Z, and that was our soon-to-be winner, Fazil Alang, as we saw green, and we did see quite a turnaround from the start of the race. Just look at that start from Fazil Alang. Look closely at that maneuver from the black Mercedes. Gets himself up into third early on in the race. And we saw spinning out for Lee Kum Soon. And the same for Ken Arata. The wet conditions having an early impact on this race. Sorry, it was Chow Tek Song who span out as a couple of cars struggled in the wet conditions. There was Fazil Alang overtaking Boy Wong. Boy Wong then sitting in second. And Fazil Alang extended his lead throughout the race. There's Johnny Z, who would go on to finish third. Daniel Rain Ui, who finished fourth in the race. And there wasn't a great deal of change as the race bore on. Desmond Tan, though, who overtook Ken Arata. This was a pivotal point in the TP2. And from there, Desmond Tan would not let go of that lead. The same for Fazil Alang. The car working superbly well for him in race 2. Such a remarkable start to the race. And then he had victory in his sights and saw it through to the end. Faisal Alang in the Mercedes, taking the checkered flag. Scenes of celebration, a hard-won victory by his team. And what a win it was, a great performance all around. And a memorable one. Stunning stuff for the Superpower Lubricants team by Papaya. Bit of drama then and a wonderful start. Massive congratulations to all our participants. Thank you for joining us, guys. It has been an absolute pleasure. We will be with our winners shortly. Oh, no podium for this one, so fantastic racing today. Nick, have you enjoyed proceedings?
Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed both the days. It was jam-packed with high-quality action. And I'm sure we will be back once again to do it in round 2.
Wonderful weekend of racing. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been brilliant as ever here at Sepang, and we'll see you at the next one.